Hello, folks, and welcome to the wind-up for this week, which is, of course, Friday, the 22nd of October. A pretty big expiration, but as you'll see, we have a lot coming our way next week. So, without further ado, let's get to it, shall we? Unusual option activity, that is what we're known for. We track unusual call and put buying. We do that in stock, options, futures, and cryptocurrencies, all four of those. We also track sentiment, and you'll be hearing and seeing more about our sentiment trackers in the not too distant future. Just a very bright future for those. Things that are being discussed on Reddit or Twitter. We buy the full fire hose from Twitter, and we have the full fire hose from Reddit, but anybody who has the bandwidth can do that. Twitter, different story. All right, let's get started with today's 3 at 3. Just yesterday or the day before, we were talking about that unusual call buying in Tesla. We talked about they were buying 825 calls. They were buying 850s. They were buying November 900s. And guess what? We went through 900 today. That's right. And 5,000 of the January 1010 calls. 1,010 is that strike. Wow. Pretty interesting. Sort of a bonus for you today that we had that hitting on the heat seeker today. So because I gave you a little update on the previous Tesla and how well they've worked out, now I'm giving you 4 instead of 3 at 3. 4 you're going to get today, folks. Bang. Remember, if you want to get it live, you got to subscribe. One of our multiple unusual option activity or UOA subscriptions will get you this information live when you can still act on it. Or we're happy to share it with you after the market closes as well. Just you won't be able to trade the options then, but you can still trade the stock. So if you're joining us in the after hours session, welcome. And to those of you who are subscribers watching this live, hi guys, gals, have a great weekend. Now let's get to our second of today's 3 at 3. So the first, those January 1010 calls in Tesla. The second, AMD, bullish call buying. Stock was 119 and change. They're buying 6,100 of the 29th of October 130 calls. So that's next Friday, of course. You just add 7 days to today. And they're buying 6,100, which is 610,000 shares of stock equivalent. But look at where that is. That is $11 or $10.50 rather, I guess, out of the money. I like buying stuff at the money because I like moving the odds into my favor rather than having them stacked against me. Does it mean I'm not a believer and don't think AMD could get to 130? Nope. I sure hope it does. And if it does, the spread I've purchased will go deep in the money. Instead of buying those 130 calls, I bought the at the money calls, the 120s, and sold upside against it. So that is the second of today's 3 at 3. Now let's get into the third. Remember, we've got a bonus fourth coming your way as well. This one, Airbnb. ABNB 167.80 is where the stock was. Another big reach. Look at this one. They nearly go $20 out of the money. Substantially higher than where the stock is trading right now. You got to decide if that's appropriate for you to chase into that with just 1 week to go. 1 week. Keep that in mind. Whenever we're talking about weekly options down to that final week, we are talking about massive time decay over the weekend, for instance, as well as the potential that volatility could compress further. So Airbnb, did I buy those 182.50 calls? No, I did not. Bought the at the monies and sold upside calls against them. I always do that, folks, 1-to-1. Some of you are braver and want to do ratio spreads and do them for a credit or whatever. In other words, buy one of those 167.50 calls or whatever and sell 2 of the 172.50s or whatever. That's not my style, not my game anymore. I'm swinging for singles and doubles, hitting for average. And knock on wood, average is between 77 and 80%. So that's where I want to be in terms of my returns. They're still stellar, I believe. And one of the reasons for that is that I cut my impact of volatility compression, vega, or theta time decay. All right, let's get to that next. The fourth of today's 3 at 3. And it is bed, bath, and beyond, BBBY. Almost sounds like something James T. Kirk would say if he was going into orbit. Instead of space, the final frontier, space, bed, bath, and beyond. BBBY, I know, wasn't that funny. $14.65 is where it's trading right now. $14.65. They bought 5,700. That's 570,000 share equivalent. Over 500,000 shares that they would have to buy at the October 15 calls strike. So keep in mind, many of these that I've given you today are rapid time decay, something or nothing. And for those, you need to act quickly when you take profits and when you cut losses. So again, if you're watching live and you can establish this position before the end of the day, one of the things I would do is if we get a pop out of this one, I would sell upside calls against the at the money calls. If you choose to buy an in the money 14 call, all the more power to you, and sell upside calls against it. Again, your decision, but I will be doing that trade. Thank you. Questions? Starting next week, I'll get back to the questions on Twitter. You can pose them to me at Jon Najarian. That's at Jon. My dad was John. JONNAJARIAN. That's Jon Najarian on Twitter. And if you are watching this delayed, don't miss the live stream. Remember, with any subscription to a UOA service, whether it's UOA Pro, UOA Elite, or whatever, you get all of this live stream. You get weekly trade ideas, live webinars, and a trading community second to none. All you have to do is go to marketrebellion.com/UOA live. That's marketrebellion.com/UOA live. Folks, I've had a great time down here in New Orleans. I was a guest lecturer at the Tulane Business School, the Gold Ring Center over there. Always appreciate those fine people at the university, and they treated me fantastic. I also had the good fortune of speaking with Jim Rickards and Danielle. Let's see, Russell, Danielle, and Adam at the event today on a panel, as well as my buddy Mark Lepresti and I speaking about crypto. Fabulous time, folks. We really had a wonderful time meeting so many, 500-600 people that were in attendance at the conference. And just can't say enough about how great you people are to come out, see us live and so forth. Means the world to us. And we hope that you do indeed subscribe to the live stream by getting any of our UOA services. Again, UOA Elite, UOA Pro, both of those give you full live stream access, weekly trade ideas, live webinars, a trading community, because you get to go back and forth with us as well as other people in the trading room. marketrebellion.com/UOA live, or dial up 888-809-8058. That's 888-809-8058. Bang. Have a great weekend, everybody. I will see you back here Monday.